Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, and I welcome you back to Out of the Park Baseball 21. We may have the lowest payroll in the major leagues, but we have the best farm system in the major leagues, too. We've already accomplished one of our goals this season. We've potentially upgraded. We are going to need to start bringing drafted players to the team. I'm going to call it right now. Next season, Adley Rutschman breaks camp with the Baltimore Orioles. And I'm running out of chances too, right? He's already got 2 pro years. I think we have to let him play next season. I don't think there's another option. And I think if there's a serious enough injury this year, he might also get promoted. But we also have another job ahead of us, which is that we have the number 1 pick. So let's see here. All players. Alright, there's a couple of positions I want to focus on. I want to focus on shortstops, and I want to focus on starting pitchers. Those are the 2 things this team needs to be successful in the future. So I'm going to go select, 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 and select. And for all 10 of these people, give me some scouting reports. We already know a fair bit about Tim Borden, and what we know is that he's not going to be very good. But hey, it's someone to eliminate, right? Our biggest concern this season is there's no one that immediately stands out to me as this is the player to build around. Luke Leto's pretty okay. Who does OSA think are the very best? OSA also really likes Judson Fabian. I guess he's worth the scouting report too. What do we think he is? We think he's pretty good, but he's not all-world like OSA believes. So we'll let our scout earn his pay over the next couple of weeks before the draft. Whose contracts are coming up here? Just the hitting coach and then some of our minor league coaches. I would like to extend them all. I just want to give them another couple of years to just lean into it. My hitting coach is pretty terrible. We will have to see. We'll probably end up replacing him, in all fairness. I gotta say, I'm a little irritated that 3 other coaches make more money than I do. But what are you gonna do? Let's advance time a bit. And I know I'm gonna get bombarded with scouting reports. That's fine for right now. We think he's already a 60 out of 75. How did he get better? Oh, we think he's even better defensively. Maybe Joe Mauer's not a good comp. I wonder if they stopped doing that. They used to include comps in this game, but I don't think they do it anymore. If you're watching this video and you played OOTP for a while, remind me if that's still in the game or not. Because it used to be you could see who they compared with. Oh, you know what? It might actually only be for retired players now. Like, let's look at Barry Bonds. Pitching, fielding, history. Maybe they don't do it anymore. I could have sworn they used to use the old player comps and tell you roughly what kind of player you expected them to be. He really reminds me. He's a switch hitter, right? Maybe Jason Varitek is who I'm thinking. Because the thing about Joe Mauer is that he never hit for a lot of power, but he always hit well. Whereas he's more well-rounded, I think. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out together. How good he can be. Judson Fabian. This is not a first overall pick, I don't think. We've already got high accuracy, and what I'm looking at is a pretty good hitter. He's a second division starter at right field. Why on earth would I take him with the first overall pick? Kumar Rocker. Potentially 3+ pitches. Control is uncertain. OSA again likes him more than we do. Scouting report, blistering fastball, but a lack of command. Not someone you want pitching a big game. Again, not the kind of player that I'm like, oh my god, he needs to be in there. My dude, Jaron Kendall. This is what he is, ratings-wise, and I am fine with that. And I did not set my roster. That was stupid of me. Oh well, we've only lost 3 games. But yeah, it's definitely time to do that. Clear them out. Clear them out. Okay, pitching. 5-man rotation. Let's look by current pitching ratings. I'm gonna let Castillo be the ace. Oh no, I'm not. Not with that stamina. Salazar, Ivy, Ober, Bauman, Means, Bauman, and then Castillo as the 5th starter. How many innings did Ivy start last year? He hasn't really pitched that much yet. Ivy, you're going on a pitch count. As is Ober. Okay. Only relievers now, please. Tanner Scott is a really, really good pitcher. So I'm going to give him every chance to be the closer. Closer, 8th plus. After that... I want Johan Ramirez to do middle relief. I don't trust him to do anything else just yet. John Means, you are my long reliever and emergency starter. Blyer, you're a specialist first, but I also don't mind you doing middle relief. Let's go ahead and make Castro the setup guy. And then everyone else can do middle relief primarily. And I think that'll work okay. That's our pitching staff. There's many like it, but this one is ours. Lineups. Batting ratings. Who is the best hitter on the team? I think it's Daniel Murphy. That's weird, right? But I also don't see another real argument. He's the only guy who's got good contact, a decent amount of power. It's either him or Cedric Mullins. But I'm going to say Daniel Murphy is more proven. So at least against right-handed pitching, Daniel Murphy is our number 3 hitter. Who else do we have that's got really high contact and really high... Mullins as leadoff? He's a good base stealer. I'm going to let Mullins lead off. Okay, Iglesias. Good contact hitter, decent gap power, doesn't strike out very much. That's what you want in a number 2 hitter. Done. Okay. Who is our most powerful hitter? Probably Kyle Lewis. Kyle, you're going to be my cleanup dude. And then I want someone with a good combination of power and everything else to be the 5th hitter. Yusniel Diaz? He's kind of underwhelming as a 5th hitter, isn't he? But... No, Cisco. Yeah, Cisco, you're my 5th hitter. You're my dude. Do I even want Diaz to start anymore? This is a really weird question. How does Diaz deal with right-handed pitching? He has no split. How about Jaron here? Jaron also has no split. Okay. If we want raw power, Jaron's the guy. He's also a much better center fielder. Yusniel's a little more consistent. I am going to start Jaron Kendall. Kendall offers too much upside, and he's way too good a center fielder to be benched in favor of Diaz, when Diaz instead could just be a really good bat off the bench. Okay, Rio Ruiz. Pretty easy choice, making him the 3rd baseman. We need a 2nd baseman and a DH. DJ Stewart can be the DH and hit 8th. And then Chatham or Bannon? I think I'd like to give Chatham a chance to earn the job and improve. I just want to give him a shot. I think that's more than reasonable on my part. It's a very left-handed lineup, so we're probably going to change some people around when they're facing right-handed pitching. Go ahead and generate the depth chart. You're basically going to put Bannon in as much as you can. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I just don't want him getting that much playing time. So let's say once a week for each position. Done. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let the bench coach fill this particular lineup, and the same for here. Just because we play a fairly small percentage of these games like that, and I'd rather have control over what's going to make the most difference. Okay. Oh, I know what I was gonna do. I need to demote Urias. He doesn't serve a particularly helpful role right now. He's very much the fifth wheel, and I'd rather have a platoon partner for Dale Murphy, not Dale Murphy, Danny Murphy, because he doesn't hit nearly as well against left-handed pitching. And maybe that's Mountcastle. Maybe we let Mountcastle earn his stripes in the majors, or maybe we don't. Who was that other first baseman I acquired? Not Palmero. Where is Ward? Let me just do a quick search for Ward. Because that's what he's here for, right? He's here to play first base. Was it Ward, or am I making that up? What was the name of that player I traded for? Because I want Mountcastle playing every day before I decide what to do with him. No, he's not there either. I wonder if he's hurt. Oh, right. Yoenis Cespedes was supposed to be on this team, too. I remember that now. He won't be back for a while. Where are you, you magnificent jerk? Right. Can I just trade Urias? And maybe just try to get a good first baseman. And I will take a regular, too. Shame on me, I should have picked first baseman. There we go. Okay, Kevin Plawecki, garbage. Garrett Cooper. Not terrible. He does hit lefties pretty well. Possibility. Jesus Aguilar. A bit too expensive for me, and he's only going to get more expensive. Tyler White. Tyler White looks like the winner so far. He is a righty, correct? No, yes, he is. I could get Hanser Alberto back, which would be pretty hilarious. Chase Peterson, pass. Tyler White. I think you're exactly what I'm looking for. And then, can I get you to offer me a prospect or two? How about Alex DeJesus? Let's go for gold, right? What is happening? That was weird. He just wants a little bit more. I will happily offer you Rom. There's a lot to like. Can I get real greedy and grab one more interesting player? Can I get Andy Pages too? It's not quite an insult, but he'd want a lot more, and I'm not giving him a lot more. I think this is good. We're getting a really good potential prospect. that plays real good third base, and I'm only giving up a bad player and a player who's got a little future but not much. OSA likes him even less than we do, so complete trade. That's pretty easy. And then Senor White, you are instantly going to Los Ligas Majors. And I know that's not real Spanish, and I also don't care. Mr. Barnes, you can hang out in AAA until I tell you differently. So, versus left-handed pitching, we now have a proper companion for Daniel Murphy. You're going to be... Okay, let's sort by contact. Daniel Murphy is not starting against lefties. That's just not happening. You're a switch hitter. And you are right down the middle, identical both ways. You're my number 3 hitter against right-handed pitching, sorry. Left-handed pitching. I was right the first time. You were wrong. Isn't he leading off? Yeah, he is leading off. So that's fine. Let's find a different leadoff guy. I really don't like Iglesias leading off. I don't like his weak batting eye. I'd like someone who's a bit more consistent and still has a decent bit of speed, which I don't really have on this roster. I mean, I guess I could pick someone like Yasniel Diaz, but maybe we'll wait on that. I could make Tyler White the leadoff hitter. Like, I know that seems weird, but we want someone that gets on base really, really well. And I know he's got a bit of power, but it's not like he's going to be cranking them out left and right. I'm going to make him... No. Nice try, Rylan, if that is your real name. You're my leadoff dude. Kyle Lewis is still pretty clearly my best power hitter. At least that's what we think. Ratings. And he hits slightly better against lefties. So, cleanup spot for you. And Iglesias will continue to bat second. Okay. 4 more spots to fill. I really believe in Jaron Kendall. He doesn't have a split, and I want to give him a shot, but I don't want him hitting 5th. You'll hit there, and Mr. Cisco will hit 5th. Rio Ruiz can hit 8th. Let's let Bannon bat against left-handed pitching here. And then we still need a DH. And I guess Diaz is our best choice there. If we sort by contact versus left-handers... Diaz is not a bad choice at all. Murphy still hits pretty well against left-handed pitching. Huh. I thought he had a pretty dramatic split. I think he's just such a good hitter overall. I will actually let him be the DH. I think that's reasonable. Designated hitter. Generate depth chart. And let's regenerate the depth chart here with White being available. There we go. Perfection. And I don't mind White getting a fair number of plate appearances too. Let's maybe make it every 4th game. And we are properly ready to go now. Sorry about that, guys. I had completely brain farted that I had to set the lineup. Whoops. Okay, Luke Leto. Damn. It's not that he's bad, it's that he's not transcendent. And transcendent is what we're really looking for with the first overall pick. Damn. Christian Little. I do quite like him. He's got a bit of a future on him. Let's get more detail on Little. Andrew Painter. Really good stamina. Control is problematic, though. Brendan Bear. Pretty mediocre. Becker, really unimpressive. Daniel Corona Jr. Again, okay, but not great. I'm going to tell you what I'm really seriously thinking of doing. I am thinking of taking someone with the first overall pick and then not signing them so that I get so that I get the second overall pick next draft. Because I just don't see anyone in this draft that is a transcendent talent. I would, bare minimum, might accept someone like Luke Leto. But he just doesn't seem good enough. It seems like he does lots of things pretty well and plays a pretty good shortstop. If I had, like, the 10th overall pick, I would take him in a heartbeat. First overall pick, though, I just don't know. I mean, above average big league shortstop, is that really what you want with the number 1 overall pick? I mean, we can check Fabian out again. But even he's not that impressive to me. I mean, let's see what happens, maybe. Maybe someone will announce for the draft pool that hasn't announced already. But so far, I mean... Pacheco is the best shortstop here. That's undisputed. He's really good defensively, pretty good bat. I will... What was my scouting knowledge level of you now? Average. I'm going to put in another report on him. Lansville. Real good stuff, real bad control, all over the place for everything else. I'm going to put him on the list as a second round pick, but I would never take him in the first round pick. I'll also add Pacheco. With the understanding that neither one of those guys, of course it's against me. Thanks, jerks. I'm not taking anyone I've seen so far as the first overall pick. It's just silly to even think that I'd consider it. Player development. Mullins got a touch better. Kendall is a little better. Ali Sanchez is a bit better. Adley Rushman just got even better. This is getting silly now. 60 out of 75. My freaking word. Grayson Rodriguez's stuff got better. He's putting some heat on his fastball. We're seeing some good improvements, actually. Landon Marceau. Good starter. Definite second round pick. Not a first round pick. Okay. Let's check the rookie draft pool for next season. There's Drew Jones. I'm going to get a scout in on him. And Terramar Johnson, too. And then I'll also look at pitchers just in case there's like a 7. And there's Jack Leiter. Okay, holy shit, mega talent. Okay, I am already thinking I don't take anyone with the second overall pick. First overall pick, sorry. Because I'd rather get a piece of Jones, Leiter, or even Termar Johnson. Have I scouted him yet? I guess I just request a scouting report. There you go. In the Scout Task List tab. It's actually here, and here we go. Yeah. I genuinely think that's my strategy. I see 3 players who could be franchise cornerstones in the next draft. We've got Drew Jones, who is just has a sick amount of power. We've got Jack Leiter, who could be an ace for years to come. And then I've got Termar Johnson, who's at least as good as any shortstop in this draft and is also an amazing fielder. I think I pick someone and then I don't actually keep them. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm officially deciding we're not taking the pick. We're not going to sign the pick. I think this is Andrew Jones's son, isn't it? It might be. There's too much raw talent in the next draft. Okay, we have, with a bit more scouting, we've adjusted some of our opinions of him down slightly. Can I get another scouting report, please? And what about Mr. Jones here? Yeah, we definitely want more on him also. Is he bad? No. Is he first overall draft pick material? Not remotely. Yeah, I don't see a point in picking any of these guys first overall and signing them when next year's class could be super loaded. Christian Little's okay. Again, not really a first overall pick okay, though. Like, can you imagine if I crap out this year, too, and I get the first and second overall pick next year? I could get 2 franchise cornerstones. That's unheard of. I really like that option, I think. Up, he's back down to a 55. What a loser. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we already know he's going to be special. I want all them scouting reports on him. Now, the risk, of course, is that not all of those guys actually declare for the draft, which is totally fair. Termar Johnson, let's get a bit more on him. Hey. You're kind of the odd man out right now. I'd actually, you know what? I could demote Diaz for you. I think that's what I'll do. I think you'd be a much better choice as a designated hitter. Especially against left-handed pitching. And then go ahead and generate the depth chart. Back here, generate the depth chart. You really want me to start Cespedes? I can't. Because he fills too important a role right now, so you can play every 10 games. And then you can go ahead and do whatever you want there. And you can do whatever you want over here. That's fine. And then 65 out of 80. We're still not getting a lot of detail on him. That's curious. But we'll see what happens. Oof. That's alright. That is what pitching staffs are for. Call up. For now, let's make it DeMarcus Evans. And then you're going to be a middle reliever, and I'm going to use you a bit less often. Sorry if you guys can hear my video card, which is actually kind of loud. Yeah. I think we would be borderline stupid to waste a top pick on anyone in this draft. He has improved a bit. Looks like we think his control is better. He's about ready for the big leagues. Now we think he's a 70 out of 80, and now we have high accuracy. Okay, I've convinced myself I am not signing my first overall pick. Oh shit. Okay, thanks Tyler. You jackass. I'm sorry, that's not nice. He didn't plan to get hurt, I don't think. Or did he? Blaine Knight. Dan Kramer. Dean Kramer. Whatever. Kramer McKramer face. There we go. I mean, right. The other possibility would be to use our crappy first round pick to try to get a premier free agent. I just don't think that's very wise either. Some nice improvements here. Nothing too shocking. Beckwith, you're about ready for the majors. I don't think there's a lot left for you to learn. Hey, Miguel Tejada, you're slightly less terrible. And yeah, Ivy is done, which is unfortunate. That's alright, though. Everything's fine. I will make one adjustment, of course. If one of my top players from next draft actually declares for this draft, I will then take them. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm done. Nope. What I might do is take, like... It's only average competition level. I will draft somebody, and then I will just not sign them. I want that. I want to get one of those three players next draft. Maybe even two of them. And then we can make our target window like 2023. That would be scary awesome. Danny Salazar's hurt. That is unfortunate. Are you a starter or a reliever, Jeremy Walker? You are definitely a reliever. So what I'll do is I'll convert John Means into being a starter again, and then you will take the last spot at the back of the rotation. Or sorry, at the in the bullpen. There we go. And then you can be long relief. Yeah, it just seems like next year's draft class is so freaking loaded that I'd rather have the first or second overall pick in that draft than in this one. God damn it, Kendall. My dude. Alright. Bring back Diaz, and we'll just slot him in. I'm not even going to question it. At the end of June, I will take a moment and look people over. Kyle Lewis is already starting to pay off. Got ourselves some interesting players here. Seamus, I think you can be promoted to high A, or to double A rather. Let's give you a shot. Okay. How was your first season, Kyle Lewis, so far? It's pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie, Chief. This is a pretty damn good right field season. I'm very pleased with you. Good work, mate. Can I get a scouting report on him? They actually adjusted him slightly down, but that's okay. More information is always better than less information. Alright, friends, it's time for the gambit of a lifetime. Drafting and not signing our first round pick. I'm going to randomly say Christian Little, and then I'm just not going to sign him. Let's auto draft till my next pick. What did I like about you? I don't remember. You've got a bunch of pitches, and you've got really good stuff. That's definitely true. Oh, Corona Jr., you definitely want to go play in college. So that's fine. Brendan Blair. Not exciting. I'm going to take good old Kale here. Oh, unless you had better competition, which you didn't. So let's draft him with my second pick. You don't want to sign. Well, oh, because my first round pick. Yeah. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to at least take a shot at signing you as well. And if I don't, hey, it's another third round pick next year. Brendan Bear. Not that thrilling. You're very cheap. And you're even a possible starter, right? I'm going to take Alex Pham. Remember, this is not the good draft. This is the draft that merely happened. The good draft is the next draft. Really good stuff, and I think just enough control to make that happen. Take him. And then AI, you may draft anyone else you please. Okay. I am giving you $0, Christian Little. $0. I never intended to sign you. Cale Lansville. I want to talk to Daniel Corona Jr. first. He wants more than $9 million. I'm going to offer you $11 million and see if you take that. I will happily sign both of you. And then we'll wait to see what the other responses are. Because if he tells me no, then I'll go ahead and take Lansville with a smile. But a second round pick is pretty valuable. And $7 million for his actual talent seems kind of like an overpay. It's not like I can't use the money next season if I don't use it this season, right? We can have Hunter Harvey back. Let's send Johan Ramirez back to the minors to get some more experience. And then Hunter Harvey can come in as an emergency starter, long reliever. Okay. Any decisions here? Alex Pham instantly took my offer, as I suspected he would. Kevin Kiermaier and some cash for Eugenio Cespedes. Tempting, but no. He signed. Awesome. This is very good news. I am more than happy to sign him that much money. I'm instantly going to disable demotion and promotion. And you will play in Brookie Ball. How much money do I have left? I will happily let him walk too. Here, you know what? I'm going to offer you both $5. No, I'm not even going to offer you $1 because what if you take it? Yeah, let's look at some of these other guys. Rock Riggio. You're a reasonably good outfielder who does seem like he can hit right now. But you know what? For $600,000, I'm happy to pay the privilege to see if you do figure out how to hit. Braden Montgomery. Very good possible power. Rest of his tools aren't that great. But again, it's worth paying for the privilege to find out. Chase Valentine. Can't hit, can't really field. I might come back to you. Good old Jake Geis. No. Victor Rodriguez. Maybe. Mr. Rodriguez doesn't want very much money. Adam. Oh, God, no. Bertrand, equally terrible. That's fine. Where was my shiny new toy? Corona Jr. Let's keep you at shortstop until you prove you can't handle it. Who are you? Oh, yeah. I got you in that trade, didn't I? I can let the AI handle you. I'm not too fussed about it. Your time in AA is going extremely well. Let's send out for a scouting report and get that updated and see if you might be ready for AAA. Mr. Hancock, you are enjoying your time in A-ball quite a lot. I think it's also worth updating your scouting report. And a bunch of people signed. That's wonderful. Next month. Well, we've actually pulled down his ceiling. But we also think he's closer to Major League ready. And you've had how many plate appearances? 245, and you're hitting pretty easily. Let's check July 1st. Let's make July 1st my spring training update. And then we can move people around as we need to. And he looks about the same. Ioannis, knock this crap off, please. Please stop being hurt all the time. I mean, that pretty much murders his career, right? He's at the point where there's just not much else he can do. Mr. Mountcastle. You're looking pretty solid now. The problem is, though, we need an outfielder. I could just call up Rusney Castillo. But see, then that instantly puts him in a position where, yeah, I don't want that. Let's call up Velasquez. Screw it. And then you can go ahead and fill in the rest of the depth chart for me. And then we'll do the same over here. Oh yeah, I actually need to name a hitter. There we go. Danny Dog Dumb Murphy guy. I know baseball. Alright, we can get Danny Salazar back. Mr. Lakins, you are performing quite well, but I also need your roster spot. Or you just demote Dylan Tate. No, he's actually doing okay too. You know what? You came back from a pretty nasty injury, Danny. Let's actually get you to rehab in the minors. Just so you don't get hurt again. And you'll be back in a week. That's not even worth it. Who's out for the season? Christopher Ramirez, I don't know who that is. Adam Hall. Oof. You have a chance at a major league career, but you're not helping yourself, bro. You're just not right now. Cole Stewart. I don't think you're very good. OSA likes you even less. I'm going to trade you and see if I can get something of value for you in a prospect, maybe. Damn it, I keep forgetting to change this. No, any position is fine. Doesn't have to be first base. Really? Alright. I'm just going to send him to AAA then. Oh, right. You got a freaking contract, don't you? You know what? You can rehab too. Rehab for everybody. And he's going to need some more rest. That's whatever. Trade proposal. You really want to give me Kevin Kiermaier, but not in exchange for one of the best prospects I've got. So I'm just going to set him to untouchable and then ignore you. One of the things we need to talk about is what we do next year at shortstop. He is ecstatic. Delightful. Let's check out that prospect pipeline. Baltimore. Let's, here we go. Scope. Baltimore Orioles. How are my top players ranking? 2nd overall, 7th overall, 18th, 28th, 32nd. DL Hall. Yeah. I think I'm most impressed that Daniel Corona doesn't even crack the top 10. Holy shit. He is obliterating rookie ball. Like, oh, he's literally had 17 at-bats. Never mind. You got me excited for no reason, you jerk. I have more than enough in terms of second baseman. Please stop. Player development. Any interesting changes here? Adley fucking Rushman. Dude. Dude. Yeah, oh, he definitely, if he struggled in AAA last year, he's like, oh, baseball. I remember how to play that. His power is the only thing that's missing, which is somewhat troubling. But, bro, you are very quickly going to find yourself in the majors. Some other nice improvements here. Emerson Hancock improved his stuff and his movement. That's great to see. That looks decent. And Zach Pop, I think, is going to make next year's roster, too. Iglesias. My dude. Like, Rusney Castillo, no, you're gone. I gotta be able to get a shortstop that's better than him, right? How much does he want to come back? He's not even gonna talk about it. Okay. If I look at player development, who does it think my next shortstop is? Adam Hall is the closest to the majors. And he just tore his PCL. You really like Ryan McKenna, don't you? And Taylor Larnach. Um, hmm. Hmm. Let's. Oh, it's July 1st. Perfect. This is our time to find everyone that we've locked in and figure out where we want them to play. Um, you've had 2 seasons in the rookie league. I think you need to play A-ball and just figure out how you can handle it, right? Corona Jr., I'm definitely going to let you play in rookie ball the rest of the season. I'm not going to rush you. Cole, you took a step back. The prospect sheen is off you, my friend. I'm going to let the AI deal with you now. DeJesus, I think just needs, again, just some more reps. This doesn't mean anything too bad, though. I think you're probably getting close to ready for a season in full league ball, but so far you're not impressing. At least not this year. Mr. Hancock. I think you're probably ready for a new challenge, given that you're pitching very well despite getting hit pretty frequently. I would like you to have a shot in high A. Try a bit more difficult competition, right? Brady Encarnacion. A bit more time for you, I think. Luis Garcia, in 300 at bats, you have made Double A your bitch. Promotion for you. Mr. Fletcher, you've pitched quite well in fairly limited playing time, is my only caveat. But I think you're about ready to crack the big leagues as a reliever. And then DL Hall, I would like you to get a little bit more experience in Double A before I promote you. 1 second, guys. I will be right back. Sorry about that. Somebody just knocked at the door. I had to see what it was about. Okay. Um, you guys all look pretty good. Now, we also have a very, very full 40-man roster. And we're going to have to make some hard choices to clean up some space. And then there's easy choices like Lakins. We're probably going to be doing a lot of trades this offseason. Just quite literally to free up 40-man roster spots. Rushman has very little left to learn in the minor leagues. And as much as I don't want to start his contract early, yeah, because he doesn't have 3 pro years left, and he's not going to get 3 this year, I don't think. I will give it a very long and hard thought, but I think we almost have to call him up at this point. I don't think there's much left for him to learn, but maybe he'll surprise me. Which will then force an interesting conversation about Cisco, who is a very decent catcher. Like, his ARB estimate's probably pretty darn high. Is there anyone here that we would like to try to lock up for a long-term type deal? Oh, here we go. Let's click here. We expect Cisco's going to command about 4 million. Ruiz is going to command about 3. Nobody majorly expensive, which is nice. But I'm sure that's going to change here in the not too distant future. Tanner Scott. You want a fairly minor raise. That's fine. We're going to wait on that, though. To the extent that anyone is probably going to get non-tendered, it'll probably either be Rio Ruiz or DJ Stewart. I mean, Stewart's having a pretty fine year right now. Let's not sell him short. But let's not also overstate his value. Do we trade Cisco now? And promote Adley Rushman? It doesn't hurt to ask. What could we get on offer for Mr. Cisco? If I can get 1 or 2 really good prospects and then a few extras, I would give it some very serious thought. But right now, so far, everything I'm seeing is not terribly impressive. Okay, Forrest Whitley so far is the best player. Oh. You're a pretty little starting pitcher, aren't you? I could see you becoming the centerpiece for a pretty good package. Mr. Adams. Pretty good. I could see adding you to the roster. You're a relief pitcher, so you're going to look overrated even when you shouldn't be. Pedro Avila, not as impressive. You're offering a very, very good outfielder. Why? Closer. So there were 3 players that I would probably target here. Villarreal. If I could grab him and Dunn, that's a pretty damn good return. If I want to go pure prospect, the Angels have nothing beyond Jordan Adams to offer me. And it's not that Adams is bad, because he's not, but they have nothing else to offer. Whereas the Astros could give me Whitley, and Whitley could be special. And he's also, by the way, their best prospect. Oh, no, sorry. He's the number 11 prospect in Major League Baseball. So let's start with Whitley. Does Houston have any other players that really speak to us? Colin Barber is an average to somewhat above average center fielder. Hard pass. Dory Lorenzo is a bit better than that. Actually, a shortstop. As a shortstop, I would take him. Okay, I've already got 2 of the top prospects, didn't even move the needle. Jeremy Pena, I think, would be a good addition. He might actually even play shortstop for us next year. No, Pena's where he draws the line. Okay, fine. Jordan Brewer. No. Could I get Carrasco? Yes. And what if we wrapped up with Hunter Brown? I've got my eyes on him for the bullpen. I don't think he'd make it in the majors, but as a starter, he really likes it. This is a really good haul. Do you have anyone here who would offer a boost to my existing team? Someone that would be a nice piece to have. Anthony Santander. I think we make this trade. I agree with you. This is a potential top-notch catcher from a team that doesn't have a very good one. But this does 2 things for us. It opens up a spot at catcher. It saves us money in the future. And we add a really incredible pitching prospect. Complete the trade. Pull the trigger. That's a very nice haul for someone of that caliber. Now, here's our real question. I don't think we call up Rushman. The moment we start the clock, he starts going up to being incredibly expensive. I'd rather call up Sanchez. So that's what we'll do. I know Rushman's probably like, you gotta be shitting me. I am not shitting you, my friend. There are many things happening, but you are not being shat upon. And look, Salazar got hurt again. Way to go, jerk. Go back to the injured list. Now, Whitley. I have very little incentive to keep you in the minors, but I also have no real reason to promote you just yet, so I think we let you figure out how to pitch a bit more. What does OSA think of you? OSA thinks your ceiling's maybe not quite so high, but that's fine. Scout, take a good look at our new pitching prospect, and then you'll pitch in AAA for the rest of the season. Anything else we need to worry about? I don't think so. When you get a pitching prospect of that quality, you add him. Especially for a team that doesn't have very many good starters. We're still not sure when you're going to be ready to come back, which is okay, I guess. Why was I so enamored by you again? Who did I trade to Boston for you? Really nothing. I don't remember why I was so sold on him. I was like, oh my god, Chatham will change our baseball. And it really hasn't. That's fine. Whatever. We did what we wanted to do. We can look into international free agents, actually. We're actually going to have the $5 million this year. Luigi Swan is an amazing name. I don't think there's any disputing that. Overall potential, what do we got here? Juan Abreu just seems redonkulous. And he's the kind of player we need in the system a bit more than someone like Luigi Swan. Although Luigi Swan also looks very good. Swan is actually the more complete hitter. Whereas Abreu is a slap hitter. I can't afford both of you. That's for sure. Of these two players, who would I rather have? Oh, Swan. You have so much elite potential to hit. I'm not even looking at pitchers. I should look at them too. None of them are as good as you, though. Abreu is the prototypical leadoff guy. But Swan is by far the more complete hitter. I mean, the dude could hit like in the 260s, but he's also going to hit for a ton of power and draw a bunch of walks. Unlike Abreu, who's going to hit for a ton of contact and maybe sort of draw some walks and hit gap power. I'm going to pick Swan. And if he refuses, we'll try to grab the other dude. Okay, his ceiling's not quite as high as we were maybe led to believe. But it only dropped, 5 points. And mostly it's because he's not building on his control yet. Which is fine. I am more than happy to let him develop the rest of this season. I don't need him, right now. Kendall, you're going on a rehab assignment. I'm gonna actually just send you right to AAA, to be honest with you. Had you played much in AAA before this season, you would actually never have been in AAA, and you were really struggling in the majors. I'm just gonna send you to AAA and let you get some playing time. I think that'll be the most useful for you. And it sucks because I think you're overall a better choice, but at the same time, he can hit and you can't yet. Well, he can sort of hit. We don't really have a great center fielder, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And Luigi Swan signed, as I expected he might. Let's make sure he is shortlisted. And let us proceed through the season. I think we'll go ahead and sim to the... I think we'll finish this full season, but then we'll do the off-season next episode. Maybe we'll actually just go to the All-Star break. I want to keep these videos on the shorter side. And we could be very busy at the trading deadline. I haven't decided yet. So we'll go up to the All-Star break, and then we'll end the episode. I just don't want any one of these episodes to run for like 2.5 hours. I think that's a bit silly. You two are both going to need some time to get healthy again. That's not a shock to me. Who's my all-star this year? Maybe my right fielder? He seemed like he was getting a lot of praise earlier in the season. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what we can manage next year. Now, unfortunately, Milwaukee's tanking better than we are. But we should still get, like, 2 top 5 picks. Which is just mad in that particular draft. Who got selected from Baltimore? Daniel Murphy. And Daniel Murphy. Thanks, Daniel. Futures game roster. Rushman, Garcia, Hancock, Fletcher, Pop. We got a lot of people, my dudes. A lot of people. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the episode. Next episode, we'll go to the trading deadline. I'll probably make at least a couple of deals. And then we'll finish this season and probably start up the next off season too, depending on how long next season takes. Thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying the steady improvement of the Baltimore Orioles. And I cannot tell you how excited I am for the next draft. I think we got a golden ticket to at least one franchise cornerstone. Because all 3 of those guys, I would probably murder for Jack Leiter. And Andrew Jones and the other guy, whose name I can't remember, something Jefferson, would be absolutely ridiculous consolation prizes. But I really, really want Jack Leiter if I can make that happen. Because we need a top-flight ace pitcher. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens next. A couple of things we might want to consider doing. Daniel Murphy has been a fun player for us. And his trade value is probably higher now than it's ever been before. I think we make an effort to move him for a couple of good prospects. And maybe give Mountcastle a chance in the majors. His service clock is ticking already. Like, I know he doesn't have any major league service time, but he continues to have professional service time. I think Mountcastle can cover some of it. Or, hey, we could even just let White play first base for the rest of the season. And he's going to be a cheap arbitration choice. We got options, is what I'm trying to say here. We got real options. And the other problem is we're just running out of space on the 40 man. And we've got some really talented players that we don't want to let go without a fight. So we might want to make a couple of moves just to clear up 40 man spots. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have been enjoying. If you have, please drop a like. Subscriptions are always helpful. And I always enjoy hearing what you guys think about stuff. You give me good ideas to make improvements. Just knowing that Adley Rushman should have been a catcher the whole bloody time, which turns him from, Met to possible Hall of Famer, is the kind of thing that I sometimes miss because I don't know the Orioles the way I know some other organizations. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Until next time, though, this has been Avindian. Thank you for watching. Is he freaking hurt? Whitley. But until next time, I bid you good day.